The diaspora speaks through my skin. The reverberating of salty tides, rusted chain boat rides, and arriving to the shores of Galveston ports. The commodity of human cargo stimulated economic growth, yet it dashed the hopes of black people to a bloody pulp. Calloused, thorn and thistle pricked hands toiling in blood-stained cotton fields, the devastating displacement and separation of fathers and mothers from children and each other became so burdensome that the voices of the enslaved raised in unison towards the heavens for freedom. Sounds that seemed to not be heard as the chains grew heavier and the spirits grew weary. Then came 4 years of civil war. 700,000 U.S. citizens slaughtered, 4 million people emancipated, but the real question was, who would tell us that we had been set free?
Welcome back to my channel. This is Tony Fergie. I want to take the time to thank all my subscribers. The old ones, the new ones, the ones that just keeps coming back because you love what you hear and what you are seeing. And if you're not subscribed yet, why aren't you? I look at the analytic and of course it shows me that 58% of you guys come back, and you share the videos, but you're not yet subscribed. Go right ahead, hit that subscribe button. I'm waiting. Now today guys, we're going to discuss Juneteenth. Here in the United States today, June 19th is called JuneTeenth, which is supposed to be the day that they abolished slavery. Yes. However, sometimes I feel like slavery still continues even to this year, 2025. We're going to take a look at these videos. Some of you may rip your heart apart, and if you have some type of heart somewhere, somehow, you would see what our brothers and sisters went through. Let's watch. And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it.
General Order Number 3, the Juneteenth Order.
The people of Texas are informed that, in accordance with a proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. This involves an absolute equality of personal rights and rights of property between former masters and slaves. And the connection heretofore existing between them becomes that between an employer and hired labor.
You can imagine the burden lifted from these people, the men, the women, the children that knew that they were chattel, property, and now understanding that they were free. But the question that was lingering was, what did freedom look like?
The slaves built this country.
They had a sense of who they were. They very quickly built a sense of community.
To what degree have we actually achieved the absolute freedom that Juneteenth promised?
Ignoring these painful histories doesn't mean that they don't still influence us.
We stand on the shoulders of those that came before us, and we need to honor their memory by telling their story.
Juneteenth, 1865 to 2021.
Samuel Collins is a historian with generational ties to the Lone Star State. He's pushed to keep Black stories alive, helping to establish the Juneteenth Legacy Project and highlighting the United States colored troops, Black soldiers who also arrived in Galveston alongside a Major General Gordon Granger.
In additional narratives, we add flavor to this history to make sure that all of the history is included.
I want you to tell me how you got your name. I got my name from President Jeff Davis. He was president of the Southern Confederation. He owned my grandfather and my father. My grandfather was a blacksmith, and my father had learned how to write a little bit in Richmond, Virginia before he brought him down there.
You're listening to the voice of a formerly enslaved American, a man by the name of George Johnson. This rare and historic audio interview was recorded in 1941, almost 80 years after Mr. Johnson gained his freedom. He and his family worked on a plantation in Virginia owned by Confederate leader Jefferson Davis, a staunch opponent of abolition. In the interview, Johnson recalls a day in the life as an enslaved person.
Did they drive the slaves down there in Davis's Bend very hard, or did they work them reasonable? Reasonable. You know, Martin Jr. gave myself another boy. And boy was chopping cotton. Boy didn't keep with the gang, you understand? He come to hook the boy keep, you understand? That's the house of Martin Jr. boy. And that's what's the trouble, son. Say, Mr. Don't hook me, crowd and keep with the gang in it.
Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday in 1980. Since then, all 50 states and Washington, D.C. also recognize Juneteenth as a holiday. In 2021, President Joe Biden signed the bill making June 19th a federal holiday in the United States.
The idea of freedom is the center of the American ethos. It's our highest aspiration. And yet, its opposite, slavery, is central to our origin story, America's original sin. Some stories are so painful that we prefer to turn away, pretending they never happened. Slavery is one of those stories.
Guys, there's just something about that old slave song. Sometimes people will say to you, why you keep going back? Why you keep doing this? There's something about them stories we got to keep alive. Because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be where we are today. If it wasn't for the fighters, we wouldn't be where we are today. We all are from different parts of the world, but we're still Black. We all are different parts of the world, but we also all went through slavery. We have different heroes. We have different Black heroes. And of course, we have to make sure we embrace each and every one of them every single chance that we get, not just on Juneteenth. But today, in particularly for Juneteenth, let us embrace the ancestors, because the ancestors here are the same ancestors that we have back home in different parts of the world, because families were ripped from families. So of course, guys, I just want to let you guys know how much I love and appreciate my Black brothers and sisters, because it wasn't for them, I too wouldn't be here in the Americas, even though I was shipped. My people were shipped to the Caribbean. But according to my DNA, I have relatives in South Georgia that I've never met and that I've never been to the Caribbean, because some way, somehow, our families were ripped apart, and some were dropped off in the Americas, some were dropped off in the Caribbean, some were dropped off somewhere else. But we're all one people. So guys, let's go ahead and give our Black brothers and sisters some love, the ones from the America, Black brothers and sisters. I love and appreciate y'all. Please, guys, give a thumbs up, leave your comment. Welcome to Juneteenth. Please let me know what country you're watching from. And if you're Black, more Black power to you. We all were held slaves at some point or another. We all have different Black heroes. Let's celebrate the American heroes today, June 19th, 2025. Have an awesome, wonderful, magnificent day.